Literati, I am so thrilled to be joined by an award-winning actress and executive producer of the new movie, The White Tiger. Please welcome Priyanka Chopra Jonas. Hey Priyanka, how are you today?
I'm very good, Brad. How are you?
I'm excellent. Thank you so much for joining us. So this is day number 2 of your electronic remote press junket for The White Tiger. How has it been for you?
I mean, it's different. I'm so used to doing this in person. You and I would have like shook hands, we would have like high fived, we
Mm-hmm.
would have talked to each other. And I miss that. Like everyone else, I miss the tangibility of human interaction. But it also goes to show how resilient we are. You know what? Here we are doing the same thing virtually. So it just goes to show that there's hope for humankind.
And it's so exciting to talk about a project like The White Tiger. Now, Adush Gurav is our lead actor. It's his transformation into the White Tiger. How did this story, this award-winning book, how did this story kind of come across your desk?
Well, I'd read the book. I'd read the book when it came out in 2008, and I was profoundly moved by it. I was uncomfortable when I read it. It was sort of, it made me feel like it was a mirror and it required self-reflection. But I read on Twitter that in one of the trade magazines that this movie was being adapted by Ramin Barani for Netflix. And I got my agents to call the producers and I offered my services. I said, I'd love to be EP. I'd love to support the movie. I know this is as a part, Pinky is, a supporting part, but I really, really want to do it. I was looking for an immersive experience and I was craving to work with Ramin. I chased him around the world. I met him in Mumbai, I met him in New York, I met him in LA. I auditioned multiple times. And thankfully it worked out. And that's how I got the movie. And I really wanted to tell it for two big reasons. One being that it's a story which is super universal. It may be based in India, but it talks about a class disparity and a class divide that exists everywhere in the world. I mean, when you drive by a homeless shelter or you drive by people that do not have the luxury of a roof over their shoulders, how desensitized to it are we as privileged as the privileged world? So it's a self-reflection sort of movie, which is uncomfortable and provocative. And second, it's South Asian. Hollywood requires South Asian representation. We are one-fifth of the world's population, but when you look at global entertainment, we don't see one-fifth of the movies being about South Asian stories. And as a producer, I really, really want to be bringing South Asian stories to a larger diaspora of people. And who better to do it with than Netflix?
You mentioned your character, Pinky Madam. What challenges and facets of her character attracted you and you wanted to explore as an actor?
Well, the one most interesting thing about Pinky was that she's American, and she has a very Western sort of perspective to India, and it was strange for me because I'm Indian and I've seen the complexity of the country and the diversity of the country. And Pinky sort of came in at it from a very privileged place when she related herself to Balram and she said, my parents worked in a bodega. I pulled myself out of the circumstances that I was born into. Why don't you do it too? As if it's so easy to get out of the vortex of poverty. And a lot of people who don't understand the complexities of developing economies or the complexities of what this vortex of society, vortex of poverty does to people, will have that perspective. So I was really grateful that this movie had so many different perspectives. And that was challenging to me, is to sort of lean into that privilege a little bit. And, if I may say so, a little bit of that ignorance.
And you're able to work with Ava DuVernay as well, who has done done a lot of executive producing and directing on different projects. What kind of things did you pick up from her?
Well, I'm a massive admirer of Ava and the work that she's done and what she stands for. So when she decided to hop onto the movie as an executive producer, I was so glad because, she's someone who really has an eye for storytelling. And she's bringing support to this movie. She's been an avid admirer of Ramin's work, and I'm really grateful she's part of our team.
It is such an amazing picture, available January 22. It's The White Tiger on Netflix. Thank you so much, Priyanka. We wish you all the best, and we hope to speak to you again whenever you have the time.
Thank you so much, Brad. So nice to speak to you, and stay safe wherever you are.